Houston, it's time to relive the dream. Buckle up. Back-to-back Rockets repeat starts now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I'm Linda Laurel along with Bill Baez, and we're so glad that you joined us tonight. During the next hour, we will be talking live with Clyde Drexler and Mario Elie.
We're also going to take a look back at some of the many great moments the team has had this second championship season.
We'll also get up close and personal with team owner Leslie Alexander, and we'll see how the team has changed since he took the helm a couple of years ago.
And we'll talk to Clyde the Glide about his 5 Slamma-Jamma years. We'll talk about the reunion and finally his championship with Hakeem Olajuwon 12 years after it all began. Good evening, everybody.
It has been such a remarkable run this playoff season. We decided to put together some of the great moments and share them and relive them with you one more time. Bill and I have had a great time covering this.
Absolutely. We have gone from Clutch City to Champ City, and we've got a champ with us right now. Mario Elie is joining us. Mario, let me ask you right quick. You were hotter than a firecracker in the final game. I just want to know, when you step up like that, is it a conscious decision you say, I'm going for it tonight? Or is it something that just suddenly happens? What's that feeling like?
Well, it's a different guy every night, and I had the opportunity to start. I think for me, it's just getting the playing time, the opportunity to play out there. And I think that jump shot in Phoenix did well for my confidence, and it carried over to the San Antonio-Orlando series.
You know, after that jump shot in Phoenix, I think Lisa Milosky did an interview with you, and she said, how did they leave you so open for that shot? And you said, I don't know what it is. They just don't respect me. I think they do now.
Yeah, I hope they do. You know, that cost them a trip to the finals, but, you know, that shot did a world of accomplishment for me. And, you know, I'm the 4th or 5th option on this team. You know, this team is so good and so deep. You know, they tend to forget about the other guys. And myself, Robert Horry, Sam Cassell, and Kenny, the supporting cast, I thought was the key to the championship victory. And Clyde and Dream is always going to be consistent players.
Mario, was there ever a time, was it Utah, was it Phoenix, was it San Antonio, sometime in Orlando, sometime here? When did you say, I think we're going to do it again?
Well, I felt when that 5th game in San Antonio, you know, it was disappointing. We came back home and lost 2 home games, but we went up there and Sam Cassell had a hell of a game. We went up there and won convincingly, and I think our confidence started growing. You know, we won 3 games in Alamo Dome. We came back home and closed the series out.
Got to ask you about the parade this morning. There were some, I don't know, 600,000 or 700,000 Houstonians, Rockets fans, crazy to see you guys. What did it feel like to be sitting up on top of that fire engine and see all of those adoring fans?
I was so numb out there. It was just great to see the support out there, and I'm happy for our team in the city of Houston. They deserve it, and they're always talking about teams that choke down here, but I'm glad to be part of a historic team, you know, that win back-to-back championship. And I was just trying to wave and blow kisses at as many people as I can.
I tell you what, you're heroes in this town. People love you. Thank you very much for being with us. Stand by. We'll be back with you in a little bit. Mario Elie. Well, we were out on the floor just after the game, and it was something else to see all the fans just going crazy.
It's something that I certainly will never forget. It was the most unbelievable feeling. The fireworks, the Rockets' red glare, you name it. It was an awesome feeling seeing Clutch City celebrate a 2nd straight NBA title.
A 2nd championship, and now the Rockets are finally getting the respect they truly deserve.
And that's what Mario was just talking about. And the city of Houston is getting that respect as well. News 2 Houston's Mary Benton reports on how another championship is bringing money and tourists to the Bayou City.
Anna Marie and Abdel Abu Bakr spent today soaking up the sights of downtown Houston. This is their first trip to the Bayou City, which fortunately for them coincided with the NBA championship and today's parade.
We are lucky to have seen that parade because we just popped into it like this.
The Abu Bakrs have become huge basketball fans, though they admit the sport is not a big attraction in their hometown of Bavaria, Germany. That could change when Anna Marie, a teacher, decorates her classroom with some of these championship posters.
And we have taken lots of photographs to show them at my school. My home place. I think the kids will love to see that because they like America very much.
Well, no one could be happier about the back-to-back championships than Eddie Webster. He's a director of the Visitor and Conventions Bureau, and he says that today's parade and the NBA championship will provide a huge boost to the city.
Because Houston then becomes a player among other major cities because of winning a championship like this and getting the press and the recognition that we get.
The tourists drawn to Houston after last year's championship pumped millions of dollars into the city's economy. Restaurants and hotels enjoyed a big financial boost.
After the championship last year, there were a lot of groups and individuals that would come in to see Rockets games. They'd have a meeting, but they need a block of 25 tickets for the games also.
Well, even Rockets t-shirts are helping to give our city's image a boost, with requests for these coming in from all over the country since the back-to-back championships. Now, someone wearing one of these in New York, California, or Colorado is the kind of public relations campaign this city needs. Mary Britton, News 2, Houston.
Public relations for a championship city, and well-deserved.
Let's go now to Craig Roberts and Lisa Molotsky. Hi.
Hi. We managed to do that right at the very same time. It's been quite a run the last 2 years, to say the very least, and I think a sharp contrast in the seasons that Mario Elie can touch upon. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Mario as long as I'm not staring right at him, because I am going to repeat what I said a couple of days ago. This team got a whole lot tougher when Mario Elie joined the team. It got even tougher than that when Clyde Drexler joined the team. But to say that this was a strange season is putting it mildly.
It was just remarkable when you think back to all the stumbling blocks they overcame: illness, injury, the Vernon Maxwell situation, the suspension, and then to rebound and gel at exactly the right time is really exactly what a team needs to win the NBA championship.
Mario, Craig Roberts standing by here a few miles from you. I touted you as my go-to guy in the fourth and final game. I did that because I thought you were ripe for the occasion, and I thought your mom in New York had said, all right, do it, and I want to see you stay in there for quite a few minutes, and you got it done.
Well, I felt good all day, Craig, and like you said, the family's real important to me, and it's great to have them out here. They're a positive influence on me, and I wanted them to be on the floor when I held the trophy and when I won the championship, and it was just a great feeling. I went out there, I started out good, I hit my first three. I got into the rhythm of the game, and in the third quarter, Kenny hit me with a couple of baskets and got a dunk that really got me going, and they kept doubling it off me, and I just kept paying them with the three-pointer, and I'm surprised they kept leaving me open as hot as I'm shooting, but they did, and I just made them pay, and it was just a wonderful feeling, grabbing my nephew and kissing and hugging him and hugging Clyde. I think that was the most exciting thing. I was so happy for him.
That's so fun. Everybody wanted to do it for Clyde. You know, Mario, I think you were quoted as saying you gained a lot of confidence in your shooting ability after you nailed that crucial three-pointer against Phoenix. Is that true, that ever since then you've really been looking for the shot and taking it when you have it?
Absolutely. I remember something that Michael Jordan said when he hit that shot against Georgetown, that just changed his whole life and gave him tremendous confidence. And I think that same shot, the shot I took, made it the same for me, you know. And I just came out, and every time I shoot a three, I think it's going in, and I think nobody can stop me.
Mario, I wanted to ask you a question about when you were our guest on 2 on 2, and that seems like about 6 or 7 months ago now. I asked you a rather stupid question, and we all laughed. You know, I said, what would you rather play, guard or forward? And you laughed and said, oh, I'd rather be a guard. I don't want to be running into all those 6'8", 6'9", 6'10 guys. A lot was made of Robert Horry perhaps playing out of position, but you played out of position for a good part of the end of this season as well. Was it tough adjusting to playing against such big players that they would throw at you?
Absolutely. It's always tough. You know, I think the 2 and the 3 positions are the most difficult positions in the NBA. And being in the playoffs, you know, going against a Elliott, going against a Marley, going against a Dennis Scott, Nick Anderson, them guys are great players. But I think they called us at the wrong time. We were playing well, and I think once Rudy inserted that small lineup and had confidence in me, you know, being out there late in the fourth quarter, and I just cherished that, and I just carried it over game in and game out.
Mario, what do you think, because this team has been so special and done so much with really so little, I don't mean talent-wise at all, but I just mean like 9 guys on the bench, 10 guys on the bench, what does the team need to make it even better?
We need some big guys. You know, I think our backcourt is established, you know, with myself, Clyde, Sam, and Kenny. Great center, you know, and we got maybe Carl coming back. Hopefully he'll be healthy, but we need some big guys. You know, Robert already did a great job at the 4 spot. But he told me before he hates the 4 spot. He likes the 3. And it's going to be tough if we get a couple big guys, and guys going to be fighting for playing time next year. And that's just fine with me. We got a lot of competitive guys, and guys like myself, we love the challenge.
Mario, I know you had fun at the parade today, and a lot of the people were yelling three-peat, three-peat. Here we are 2 days into the celebration of the repeat, and already people are touting you as the 3rd possible champion. Is it too soon to put pressure on you? You guys haven't even had a vacation yet.
Exactly. They got to let us enjoy it first. But I was putting up 2 fingers, and everybody was, like, shaking their head no and putting up 3. I was like, wow, these guys are putting a lot of pressure on us. But I know we can do it. You know, we got the experience, we got the personnel, and once we get a couple good foremen down low, get some rebounds for us, we can be right back there.
Okay, thank you very much. Stand by. We'll be back to you, and let's go back to the studio right now with Bill and Linda.
All right, and we've got much more to come on this special back-to-back show. We'll be back in just a moment.
Here's a look at what's coming up.
With another championship in his vault, they may start to call him Alexander the Great. We'll take a closer look at the Rockets owner. And in the beginning, a lot of folks thought the Rockets weren't a salty enough team, but the chemistry started to blend in Utah.
This stuff is amazing. I just spray on Cutter and I'm invisible to mosquitoes.
If the bugs can't see you, the bugs can't bite you. So get long-lasting Cutter insect repellent and be invisible to bugs.
Need a longer-lasting bug spray? Hot Shot Roach and Ant Killer keeps on killing up to 8 weeks. That's twice as long as the leading brand. Hot Shot. Dead and gone. Twice as long.
Your Texas Ford dealer is giving you the best of both worlds. Right now, you can get 5.9% APR and $1,500 cash back on a new Ford Taurus. That's right, 5.9 and $1,500 on the best-selling car in America. Choose the sedan, the wagon, or the sporty Taurus SE. They're all available with both 5.9 financing and $1,500 cash back. $2,000 on an SHO. This offer is only for a limited time, so hurry to your Texas Ford dealer.
Music has a scent. Drakkar Noir. Turn it up. Buy Drakkar and get the bag. It's free. Come to Foley's now.
Sponsored in part by Bud Light.
Go Rockets! Go Rockets! Jam time, Houston! Club City, Houston! Rockets #1! Woo!
Keep it up, Houston!
I like about you. You really know how to dance. He pops it off the glass through the rim.
Houston, we celebrate a winner with a winner.
Hey! Way to go, Rockets! Rockets, we knew you could do it!
Isn't America the greatest? America's the greatest land of all, where dreams really do come true. And I think this team has sent a powerful message around the world what guts and determination can do. We love you, Houston. See you next year.
In this business, we frequently say that it's better to be lucky than good. And what can you say about a guy who steps up, buys a sports franchise that gives him back-to-back world championships?
Well, either he's got a crystal ball or else he's very lucky, because he certainly has done that. And News 2 Houston's Roseanne Rogers had a chance to go one-on-one with Les Alexander.
The greatest. America's the greatest land of all.
Leslie Alexander's dream came true, not once, but twice. He's a successful businessman whose best investment may just be the Houston Rockets. Back-to-back NBA national titles in the 2 years he's owned the team. The day after the Rockets' victory, I caught up with Les, Nancy, and their daughter Jody. No crowds, no players, just us. Basketball was, of course, the topic of conversation. Financially, the team is doing well, but it could be doing better.
But in the future, to compete with the New Yorks and the LAs, we need a new arena in the future.
When he first became the owner of the Rockets, he made some changes. He says there will be more changes to come, but they'll be minor ones.
Every year in any organization, organizations if you work for, in any organizations, there's changes every year. It's got to be. And that's the way, with that many people, it's got to be changes.
Speaking of changes, how much influence does Mrs. Alexander have on the team?
I try to. But if I ruled the world and the Rockets, it'd be a little different.
Nancy is busy running her own team, the Animal Rights Foundation of Florida. She's dedicated her life to saving animals and feels strongly about those who criticize her and the cause.
Unfortunately, the
stereotype has been promoted by the opposition, by the animal abusers and the animal exploiters. And unfortunately, it's usually those people who have a financial interest in something.
Although the Alexanders reside in Boca Raton, Houston has become their second home.
And I think I've made more friends in Houston in the 2 years I've been here than other places in a much longer period of time.
When they do come to town, basketball isn't the only business on the agenda, at least for Nancy anyway.
Well, I usually do here what I don't get a chance to do much of at home, which is shop.
Although I just met the Alexanders, I got the distinct impression this Rockets owner would make a great guy to work for. And come to find out, Mr. Alexander couldn't agree with me more.
I would try to make it a partnership rather than me being the boss. I like to make it a partnership atmosphere. People can create their own ideas and their own set ways to do things. As long as it works out, that's fine with me. I'm a good boss.
Roseanne Rogers, News 2 Houston.
Well, we're going to talk to one of the guys that he's the boss of, and that's Mario Elie. What about it, Mario? Is he a good boss?
He's a very good boss. I think he pulled all the right moves, and it was a gutsy move of getting Clyde down here. At first, I was against the trade, and we were one of the worst rebound teams in the league. But I think once Dream got hurt, Clyde came in, put the whole team on his back, and just was scoring 40 and 30. And that's when I started believing that the trade was coming in our favor.
Now, you say that you were against the trade in the beginning. Why? Can you share that with us?
Well, there was so much turmoil going on with our team, and with Byrne getting suspended, Robert in and out the lineup, Carl in and out the lineup. So we didn't really have a healthy team, for most of the year, and it was really frustrating. And we were one of the worst rebounding teams in the league, and you trade one of your best rebounders to get a guard, it was hard to figure.
You were one of the first guys to give Clyde a hug when you won the championship that night. What did you say to him?
I was so happy for him. I just hugged him, and I just said, you can let your emotions out now, Clyde. You don't know hold it in no more. You did a great job, and we just compliment each other real well. He improved. Him and Dream just helped my game out so tremendously. I hugged him, and I was so happy for him. And I told him, now, people can get off your back now, but you're not getting the ring, so I'm real happy for him.
Stand by right where you are, Mario. Let's bring Lisa Molosky in here. Lisa?
Well, throughout the show tonight, we're going to be taking you back through the playoffs. We start with a look at round one, Rockets versus the Jazz. Rockets, of course, took this series in 5.
Rockets by 10 in the third as Hakeem poured in basket after basket, finishing with a superhuman effort. 45 points to lead all scores, but no win.
This was our game. It was there.
I expect them to come out very strong, very determined, and on a mission.
They were on mark with their three-point shots and their long shots, and we seem to be a little bit concerned about whether to guard them or not.
It's more than just an injury.
All I can go is if a guy says he's injured, I have to believe he's injured.
It wasn't a pretty ball game last night as far as the Rockets were concerned. The team seemed to run out of steam in the fourth quarter, scoring only 4 points in the final 5.5 minutes.
We didn't shoot the ball extremely well, but I don't think we got enough attempts. You shoot the ball 6 to 8 times. You got to shoot more than that in order to win the game.
It's a shame not to play hard and not to play, with all the talent that you have. Like I said, these guys are going to come out ready to play. They got a lot of pride. They're back in the corner.
Kenny Smith for a three! Oh, my goodness!
Confidence and experience were the difference in the ball game tonight. The Rockets fell 12 points behind the Jazz in the third quarter, but never lost their composure.
In the third quarter, we bailing them out, letting them shoot free throws. And in the fourth quarter, I kept reiterating, just make them make a play. Make them score.
The experience of being there, in time of nervousness or panicking, you still stay confident.
What a series that was. Boy, that game 5.
I had to look at your notes. That seems like it was about 6 months ago. I couldn't remember the score of game 5. It was 95-91.
Right, that's it. Rockets were down by 7 points after 3 quarters, and they had 31 points in the fourth quarter to win it.
Well, Mario probably thinks that was about 6 months ago as well. You guys play very confident basketball at Utah, which is a hard place to play. Now, much was made of San Antonio being a tough place, but I think to a certain degree it's harder to play in Utah and also Phoenix because the fans are closer to the court. Is that a factor, or do you guys just block that out?
We just blocked that out. You know, you can't worry about the fans, and we showed it in the playoffs. We won 9 road games. You know, it's good to play on the road because you got total focus on basketball. You know, when you're playing at home, you got to think about getting your tickets, your buddies calling you, wishing you well. But on the road, you know, you just put your phone on, do not disturb, and all you can think about is what you're going to do in the game.
Well, I think, Mario, that first series was extra critical because the team needed to find itself and know just how strong you were as a team. Did you find it yourself that Utah series was really probably the most critical?
Absolutely, especially, you know, when Vernon had to leave. It was hard on the guys. You know, myself and Sam were real close to him, but, you know, he chose to make that decision, and, you know, it hurt the team a little bit. But, you know, we refocused. We knew we had to do. We had to go on. And Clyde Drexler really stepped up big for us, you know, at that Game 5. And I think once we won that series, you know, we were real confident. You know, we felt we had a new life going into that Phoenix series.
Okay, we're going down memory lane, and the memories are good this time around. Mario, stand by again. Bill and Linda.
All right, Craig, thanks a lot. Many more memories and much more still to come.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We'll see how the Rockets taught Sir Charles a little lesson in humility and sweaty palms, shortness of breath. It's Rocket fever. What does being a Rocket fan do to your body? The world champion Houston Rockets. History in the making. Now, you can relive all those special moments. The excitement, the thrills of victory, the parties, and Richmond Avenue. The magic is gone. Make the memories last forever with Back-to-Back Relive the Dream. A News 2 Houston exclusive home video. Keep watching Channel 2 for details on how you can get Back-to-Back Relive the Dream. The exclusive home video from News 2 Houston.
Now you can escape to Las Vegas anytime with Las Vegas Casino Corner. Portable games so close to the real thing you'd swear you're in Vegas. Las Vegas Casino Corner. 2-in-1 poker and 7-card stud. They're the games that let you play just like the casinos. And there's more than 25 different games to play. Even roulette, craps, and slots. Las Vegas Casino Corner. For real casino action, nothing else comes close. Available at Toys R Us, Venture, and KB Toy Stores.
It is a rare sight. Unparalleled performance and agility. Introducing the all-new Toyota Tacoma 4x2. Only Tacoma's powerful 142 horsepower 4 outruns the leading competitors' V6s. Only Tacoma gives you class-leading payload and towing, standard. And with Tacoma's new double wishbone front suspension, this 4x2 gives you a corner on handling. Toyota Tacoma, the arrival of the fittest.
To a lot of people, this is a pretty scary sight. Truth is, it's relatively harmless. And to some people, this is a relatively harmless sight. Truth is, this can kill you. Instantly. Stay away from power lines. A safety message from Houston Lighting and Power.
We're back, and joining us, Earl Curitan, a member of the 1994 World Championship team. They're just calling it the NBA champs this year because of that McDonald's thing. What was it like for you watching? First of all, tell us what you've been doing and then what it was like watching the victory celebration the other night.
Well, I enjoyed the whole thing. You know, it was great. That's why I came back down here to support those guys. I was just with them a few months ago, and I was watching them all through the playoffs and picking them to win and pulling for them. I had a serious injury in August, and I wasn't able to come back here. I wish I could have been a part of it, but I thought I would come down and enjoy the celebrations.
Well, what are chances that you might be joining them down the road?
Well, I'm working very hard every day to try to get myself back together. If you know, if God's willing, I'll be healthy, and I will try to come back here next year.
And I'm sure you'd love to join them.
Oh, there's no question about it. No question about it.
Have you talked to them about it? Have you talked to Rudy or Bob Weinauer about it? Or are they're so, you know, caught up with what they're doing that probably
Well, I'm sure they just caught up in a moment right now, but, you know, it's been on my mind ever since I got hurt. You know, I knew I had a long ways to come back, and I had a pretty bad injury, but I'm working, and you never know what happened, you know, as the Rockets have proved that.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for joining us, Earl. Maybe we'll see you in the, well, I guess it won't be red and gold anymore. Red, silver, and what is it, gray?
Or something. Yeah,
silver.
What did you think about the parade today? Was that something that you really
fantastic.
missed?
What's so impressive to me is the city of Houston is really need to be commended for the way the fans handle themselves. Any other city that would have a parade or victories like this, it wouldn't be. It was so peaceful and so calm, and just everybody had fun. It's like a whole city having a big party.
That's what was so neat, Craig. You pointed that out during the parade, how special that was.
Last year it was pretty calm as well, and I think there was something like only 2 people actually had to go to the hospital, and Paul Pepe, the EMS director, said they really weren't in serious condition. You see Kenny Smith, who appeared with Jay Leno last night on NBC and was great. Robert Horry was with David Letterman. It's really a fun overall experience, but I know that Earl would have preferred to be up on the truck and with the team the entire year. And you heard, or perhaps didn't hear earlier, Mario said, we need some big guys. Well, you're a big guy.
Yeah, well, I am. I'm sure, they're going to try to do things over the summer and find somebody to fill those holes. But, I mean, there's nothing wrong. Don't fix nothing that's not broken. That team right there is doing just fine, just like they are.
Well, again, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks a lot, Earl. Now let's take a look back at that Phoenix series. That was round 2. Of course, the Rockets won that one in 7.
Clyde was the first Rocket to practice this afternoon, the first one mobbed by the media, and the first to say this about his ejection last night by referee Jake O'Donnell.
I really have nothing to say about it. Absolutely nothing. I just think what happened is in the past. I don't think you move forward by bringing it up.
For the record, Charles Barkley plays better when he's got a sick tummy. He's trying to get rid of the flu. Well, the good news from Phoenix, of course, and there is very little good news. The officials did not play a major part in the game. Unfortunately, neither did the Houston players. Rudy said there was no intensity in the game, and he was certainly correct. The Suns had plenty, the Rockets none.
You know what I've said about this team, we've got character and we fight hard when we're backed into a corner, and I consider this to be one of those situations.
We're not counting the Rockets out, but of course we feel very good in the position we're in.
It was a genuine celebration of toughness last night. The Rockets couldn't score in the final 7 minutes and still won the game. Chuck, for all his mouthing off all week, disappeared totally in the second half. Chucky, who rarely says anything, didn't.
It was far from over, and Phoenix is a very tough ball club, and it's going to be another tough battle at our place.
One stretch, late in the third and through the fourth, the Rockets outscored the Suns 35-13, and the threes were raining. 5 straight at one point by Sam and Mario and others. Game set, but not quite match.
They were up 3-1, and there's no justification for that, for not closing us out. So the pressure, that put pressure on them.
Sam left right over the circle, pulls it up. He's going to the basket. More. Timeout, Phoenix Suns. Hang on to your hat. Sam Cassell again pulls it up. A three-pointer, Cassell. Yes! The Rockets first lead of the second half. Horry across the line, long pass to Ellie in the corner. Ellie's got a three-pointer. Yes!
7 seconds.
Yes! 7 seconds to go. Timeout, Phoenix. Mario, my man. 115-114. The Rockets by 1. It's on to San Antonio. How sweet it is.
Well, Gene Peterson has never underplayed a win, and I noticed Jim Foley screaming, Mario, my man, my man. I think in that series with Phoenix, the absolute critical game was the overtime win in Phoenix when the Rockets couldn't score for 7 minutes in a stretch. Phoenix couldn't hit anything, and that's when the country clubbers of the Phoenix Suns started to say, you know what? I'm not so sure we're going to take these Houston Rockets out. Wouldn't it be something if they did it to us 2 years in a row? And they did. Bill, Linda?
All right, Craig, thanks a lot.
They certainly did. Well, let's talk to Mario now and ask him, Mario, how about that? You were everybody's man after you made that shot. That was such an incredible game. What are your overall thoughts about the Phoenix series?
Well, I thought they had us back against the wall, but the character on this team, we just wanted to take one game at a time. And I remember Dream saying, let's go up there and surprise them. You know, they think we just go lay down and play dead. And we have more bad news. Clyde was hurt. Clyde was sick with the flu, and I had to go heavy minutes. But Chucky Brown and myself and Kenny and Sam, I think we picked up the slack and had just gutted out a tough win, Game 5. And I think that confidence carried over to Game 6. We handled them pretty good, and we knew Game 7 was the pressure on them, and I got my chance to blow the kiss of death, you know, and they left me open, and I got a good look at us. Once I set my feet, I know I'm going to hit the shot most of the time, and went through. And I look at Joe Klein and just blew him the kiss of death and told him I'll see you next year.
When you look at a championship team like the Rockets, and complete this thought for me. It's something you started. I'm going to go a little while, and you continue with this. We're talking about leadership here. We're talking about inspiration. You know, you look at Rudy T, clearly a guy that you guys look up to. You said that the dream told y'all in that game, hey, let's go out there and surprise them. You got Sam Cassell, who's an emotional inspiration to y'all. Continue the thought. I mean, each one of you brings something to the game, to the team.
Absolutely. It starts with the coach. We got a great coaching staff, and he lets guys voice their opinion. And myself, I feel I'm the vocal leader out there right now. When somebody misses assignment, I think it's my job to tell them, don't miss it again. You know, when Dream doesn't shoot a shot, it's my job to go up, tell him, shoot the shot. You know, you're our main man, go ahead and shoot the shot. And we just feed off each other real well. We always positive. We encourage guys to take open shots. We never down on guys. Nothing never negative, always positive.
That team concept is what brought it all home. Mario, stand by. We'll come back with you a little bit later. We've got much more to come on Back-to-Back Rockets Repeat.
There's nothing like a parade. We'll march along with the Rockets. Also, the Rockets showed the world who was the top dog in Mr. Robinson's neighborhood.
This is a toughie.
The thing is, there's double the chicken. That's what's throwing me, too.
Darn! I almost had something.
Hey, what are you working on?
We're trying to name this new chicken sandwich.
But it's impossible because it's really big.
Call it the really big chicken sandwich.
Wow.
To really excel at sports, you have to master the fundamentals, like sport coats, blazers, and trousers. By scoring huge with savings of 50 to 70% at Walter Pye's NAL. We do a better job of power buying this season's most sought-after styles, and we're only open 3 days a week, which really cuts down costs. That's why we always beat everybody on price and selection. Come see for yourself. Walter Pye's NAL, the first no-frill store for me.
Bon voyage!
We will miss you, man.
Ta-ta, madam.
Off you go.
I believe she's gone, sir.
Fun saver, give us a belly flop, old girl.
For those moments of serious fun, Kodak introduces our best one-time use camera. The Fun Saver Pocket. Sleek design, easy flash, Kodak Gold Film.
Hello?
We're coming back. What? The new one-time use Kodak Fun Saver Pocket. It's serious fun.
With Formula Shell gasoline, you might find your car performing in ways you never thought it could. It's what you'd expect from Shell, the world's best-selling gasoline.
I'm going to the moon.
And welcome back, Linda Laurel with Bill Biesa. What an incredible playoff run the Rockets had this season. They literally rewrote the record books.
Well, it was a run filled with firsts. The Rockets were the first team to follow their first title with a sweep the very next season.
The Rockets were the first team to come from the 6th seed to win it all.
The Rockets were the first team to beat 4 teams that had won 50 games during the regular season. Utah won 60, Phoenix 59, San Antonio 62, and the Magic had won 57.
The Rockets won an NBA playoff record 7 straight games on the road, and they won 9 overall, finished with a 9-3 road record.
And the Rockets were the first team that did not have home court advantage to sweep the finals. Of course, what the heck was home court advantage this season?
It was more like a home court disadvantage there for a while. Well, of course, the championship parade was this morning. The city of Houston threw the parade and figures about, some 650 or 700,000 of the Rockets' closest friends showed up.
Your News 2 Houston team covered it for you live, including our Sherman Chow.
Houstonians poured into downtown Houston, lining the parade route. They perched wherever they could, from parking garages to covered walkways. The main event, those red-hot rockets.
We did it the hard way. As you see my shirt here, to the hard way. And it's good to have the family and friends on the trailer with us, and we just have an exciting time.
We the hard way. That's the new saying, I guess.
This year, the city spread out the rockets on several fire trucks. It was a family affair. Hakeem brought his daughter, as did Kenny Smith, and Clive even brought his mom, Eunice, whose barbecue is almost as famous as her son. Almost as famous as the team is its mascot. Turbo turned on the confetti cannon, and the crowd loved it.
Can we hear 3P? I think we can hear 3P. Has the crowd been good to you? What? You got me? What? I know, they're going nuts. Yes, they're having a ball.
But just to prove Turbo wasn't the only one with the right moves, the Texas Youth Academy Marching Thunder showed off some street steps. At the helm, former Rocket and Hall of Famer Calvin Murphy. Leading our live coverage, Bill Baessa, Linda Laurel, and Craig Roberts.
June, this would have been Game 5 tonight, and as I told Rudy and Clyde after the game the other night, I was out of questions. They were out of answers. It had gone far enough. A 4-game sweep, maybe just what the league, the league's doctors ordered.
So Carl Herrera ordered up the championship trophy, and folks now believe the third time is the charm. From Sky 2, we watched the 45-minute parade and spotted some strategically posted fans. The result, a snowstorm of confetti and streamers. It was a blitzkrieg of fun without any of the nasty fallout.
And everybody appeared to be very well behaved, including the News 2 Houston team. It has been a terrific day.
Sherman Chow, News 2 Houston.
And for those of you who've lived in Houston a long time, you know this is a city that has waited an awfully long time for a championship team. Now, back to back.
And to
How
have
sweet
two in
it
a
is.
row. It is.
Yes.
It's just fabulous. Let's go now to Lisa Molaski.
Well, hey, let's take a look back now at the Western Conference Finals. Of course, Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs. Rockets won this one in 6.
But Avery Johnson's going to take it back down inside. Well, that was not a pretty set. Was not a pretty set there. Drexler just exploded on the wing. Drexler came from out of nowhere to get that pass on the wing and throw it down. Open man is Elijah Watt.
Oh, shoot the ball. Got to take that.
Robert Ory hits the jumper. What are you waiting for, Goose?
Well, you don't want to go down 2-0 going to Houston. I think that's a good situation for us. We win this game here tonight and sneak 1 or 2 in Houston. That's our plan. We're back on track.
Here's the face-up now by Elijah Watt. Double team by Anderson. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Ory bails him out with another 3. For Robert Ory, that's 5 triples tonight.
We feel like the pressure will be on us because we have 2. We can't let them off the hook. But we have to play the same way with the same intensity.
Down to Elijah Watt. Spins on Robinson. Back one way. Back the other. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Rockets played the first quarter decently. It was the only time in the game the team was a team, down by just 4 at the end of 1. They had matched the Spurs' intensity and poise. Then the boys had no poise the rest of the way. San Antonio up to lead to 9 at the break, thanks in part to the shooting of Avery Johnson, who often shot unattended.
They played well. They studied our game plan, and they executed their plays very well.
Spurs outscored Houston 24-13 in the third, and the game was over.
We didn't play good at all. Ain't nothing that they just came out and just kicked our butts. We didn't play well.
Use the clock here. This is where Houston wants to be able to make them play defense. Ory steps up for the 3. He has 3 in this game. Here, Robert Ory gives it up to Clyde, drops it down. Cummings goes for the steal, and it gets burned.
Now, that's not the way to play Elijah Watt down low.
Elijah Watt has it bounced right to it. Ory pass the 3.
Our road has been hard. From the first round, the second round, and it gets bigger and bigger. Now the big party.
We're back in the high life again. No question. It feels good.
Cassell comes over to get him. They'll probably take a delay of game here. No, he's not going to bother. Looking to get it in. It comes out almost a steal. Elliott puts it off on the left side to Rivers. A rainbow. No good. No good. Ory with the ball.
We got it.
We're going. This baby is over.
We're going to the finals.
How sweet it is.
The Houston Rockets
Well, Clyde Drexler just dropped in to say hello, and we said, you know, why don't you sit down a while, take a load off. Would you tell the fans what you have been doing after the big parade? You had to go look for
a place to live, which is something that's not high on my list of priorities right now, but it's something that I got to get done. So my wife and I have been looking, and hopefully we'll find something.
Well, I want to ask you about the parade before we get into the basketball business. You looked as if you were having a real good time.
Having a great time. You know, when I was a kid, I used to ride the bus, the city bus downtown, and I used to do it every Saturday. Now, what we did today was a different way to look at downtown. This was phenomenal. It was the most interesting thing that I've ever been a part of. I've never seen the city react so positively and so supportive. It's just great to be a part of all this. This city is fantastic.
You know, Clyde, you and I talked yesterday, and you asked me what the whole parade situation was like and where the players would be, and I told you on a fire truck, etc. Did it live up to what you expected it?
It was great. Whenever you get a chance to ride in a fire truck, it's great to begin with. But to have the opportunity to go through a ticker tape parade the way we did with the police escorts, that was just a great thing to have happen.
What did your wife think? Was she up there on the float with you?
She was so happy. She was reacting like a little kid. She couldn't believe that we were on top of this big fire truck in a parade. It was just something out of a dream. But it was a lot of fun, and we really enjoyed it.
Oh, that's great.
You're not aware of this, but we had a story that was done by our NBC affiliate in Portland that aired shortly after the fourth game when everything was said and done. And they went into the Blazer gift shop, or the souvenir shop there adjacent to the old Coliseum. And they're now selling more red and white Drexler replica jerseys than the old Blazer jersey. That's pretty neat. I mean, that says a lot for your former employer and the fans that loved you for 11+ years there in Portland.
Exactly. I think I played there for 11.5 seasons. I developed a lot of friends in the organization, and certainly a lot of fans. I met most of the people, great people to be around. I was very lucky to have been a part of that for so long. And now to have the opportunity to come home and to do what we did, I just think that I am the luckiest guy in the world.
Well, one of your best playoff series was against the Rockets last year. It was a short series, as you recall, but you were averaging about 23, 24 a game. You were in double figures in rebounds, and I think I remember Rudy just sort of staring, saying, yeah, that's a guy I'd rather not have do that to me again, and you did it for him instead of against him.
It was great. I just think that coming home was great, but playing with the guys, the whole organization is just a class act. And when the trade was finally consummated, I was so happy. I was beginning to think that something was going to go wrong, and because it was too good to be true. I was just so happy to be in this situation, and I'm so happy that it has worked out the way it has. It still hasn't hit me yet, but I've just been walking around on a cloud.
I think Mario's standing by. I don't know if you want to ask Mario a question or if Mario wants you. You were on different. Were you on different fire trucks today? Weren't you? Maybe you could discuss the fire truck.
See, that's when you know you've made it. When you get your own fire truck.
There you go.
Hey Mario, how you doing?
What's up, CD? How you feeling, baby?
I feel great. How does it feel?
Oh, I'm by the poolside, just kicking back with my family. It feels good. The parade was great. You sounded well, and I'm happy for you. And let's do it again next year, buddy.
It doesn't get any better, Mr. Clutch.
You know that.
That's my name for Mario, because he always comes through.
Nah, man, you and Dream helped my game out so much. It's a pleasure playing with two great players like yourselves. And next year, you know, we're going to get some more help, and we're going to be even better.
Let's do it again for the third time.
3-peat, baby.
How many people did you see in the parade today who had 3 fingers up?
Oh, God, Clyde, I had my 2 fingers up. They shook their head, and they had 3 fingers up. I was like, dang, let me enjoy this one for a little bit.
Exactly. That's no pressure, but we know what to expect for next season.
We play better. You know, you play better when the pressure's on. You know that, when the back's against the wall.
We like it. We like it that way.
Oh, we love it.
Mr. Clutch.
The glide.
Were you even remotely interested in playing Game 5 of this series?
Not at all, Craig. I think from a media standpoint, we were getting bombarded. It was just too much to take. Before the game, normally you'd have your regular routine, and I'd read a book or just kind of relax. Well, before the game, you got about 20 people around you, and you're sweating with all of these lights in your face, and it's just a different way to prepare for the game. And so Another game of that, and I would have just went crazy.
So, and here we are, one more night. Boy, that makes us feel pretty good.
Well, the thing is, I don't have to go out and play. So
Well, you never know.
It makes a big difference.
There could be a
That's
pickup
right.
game.
Yeah,
I may have to go out and swim, but I'm not going to go out and play basketball.
Well, I think we're going to join you after this. Holy cow. It's actually not a bad night here in Houston, but...
it's a wonderful night.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's go back to Bill and Linda in the studio.
Well, I want to ask Clyde one quick question. Now, Clyde, you're a grown man. You don't get excited about little things like a championship ring, but I want to know if Mama Drexler has asked you, Clyde, when are you going to get the ring?
Well, you know, a lot of people have asked me to see the ring, to visually see the ring, and I can't wait to see it. We don't get it until October or November, the first regular season game, and I can't wait because I've been waiting a long time. This is just great. It's like a dream come true.
Well, Linda and I are two of about 4 million people in the Houston area who are so proud to see you get that ring, Clyde.
That's right.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm proud for the team. I'm happy for the city. It couldn't have happened to a better group of guys. We worked very hard, but we couldn't have done it without the support of the people of Houston. And I want to say thank them right now.
Well, they certainly thank you for coming home and making us all so proud, and they're just thrilled that you finally have gotten that ring. Stand by, Clyde. We'll be back in just a little bit. We've got much more to come here on Back to Back.
In the NCAA, they jammed. And in the NBA, they slammed. Phi Slamma Jamma 2, a sequel that's better than the original. Plus, we'll visit with the coach who brought the dream and the glide together.
There's the Dallas, we down to Guadalupe.
Hey, I see y'all got my new Miller Lite guide. The best times in Texas.
Looks like you had a good time, Randy.
Hey, yeah. If you send in your own best time, hey, they might even put you in a commercial.
Pick up your guide where Miller Lite and Light Ice are sold. Send in your own best time, and maybe we'll see you on TV.
Oh, hey, I got one. How about hanging by the lake, drinking a Miller Lite?
We've got Miller Lite. We're in Texas.
Now, how'd you boys think of that?
Life is good.
I want a doctor we can trust. I want to take care of my employees.
I want less money coming out of my paycheck.
I want a bolus of lidocaine stashed.
I want to scratch right here.
I want to see you again in 2 weeks.
I want to get the most for our money.
We heard you, and we're giving you what you want.
I want my questions answered quickly. I want the purple one.
I want to make the right decision.
HMO Texas, just what the patient ordered.
Houston Cellular is revolutionizing the state of long distance. Now, for the first time ever, you can call anywhere in Texas and talk as long as you want without paying any Houston Cellular airtime charges. And that's big news even by Texas standards. Because now, for just $4.95 a month, you can dial 1+ in Texas from our huge home coverage area and not pay airtime, no matter how long you talk. Which means people in Texas are finally free to speak with a drawl. Houston Cellular, clearly the best.
What are you looking for in a TV newscast?
Any kind of investigative reporting just makes my day.
Our Target 2 investigation found just how easy it is for criminals to get realistic-looking police identification.
I like stories that come out in the news regarding how the government is using our money.
How millions are being wasted because when it comes to your tax dollars, you paid for it.
We're listening to you. Watch us and see. News 2 Houston, where local news comes first.
Because the team feels like we didn't get enough respect from last year's championship, and we're very happy to be going back.
They wanted to, and they did. Pride, money, and the ring are not the only benefits, however, to winning the championship.
Yeah, like how about a couple of late-night performances? On The Tonight Show last night, Jay Leno visited with Rocket guard Kenny Smith. A nice reward for Kenny, who someday hopes to put up the round ball and take a charge into broadcasting. And on another network, Rocket forward Robert Horry visited with David Letterman. So television appearances are definitely on the top 10 reasons list, you might say, for winning that NBA championship. Now, tomorrow, if things hadn't worked the way they did, Linda and I and about 12 other members of the News 2 Houston team were going to be getting on a plane to go back to Orlando. We're very glad we don't have to do it. Now, you know, there were a couple of real nail-biters in the series against Orlando. Game 1 in overtime, for example. Then Game 3 Sunday night at the Summit.
Of course, that game after the first two in Orlando. Orlando had a 9-point lead at one time, but the Rockets battled back, and it was Robert Horry who hit that incredible clutch three-pointer with 14 seconds left to seal the win for the Rockets. Let's take a look at some highlights from Game 3.
And comes Casella. Anderson is back. Ellie. Cassell for Ellie, who came flying to the basket. O'Neal, rebounded by Orr. Smith, Drexler, and the terrific quick outlet. And a steal. Ellie slams it down. Mario Ellie brings the house down as the team to the jump hook. And taken by Drexler. Again on the open floor. Going inside.
Normally when a team is trying to maintain a lead, they have a tendency to press and try to get some quick turnovers and try to get back into the game. So we want to spread the court and just try to isolate certain people and try to make them pay.
Well, we're back here with that guy, Clyde Drexler. Clyde, over the past few months, this team has really developed a reputation as being a very clean team. You're not only great basketball players, but you're great, solid citizens. Do you consider yourselves role models?
I just think that if you have a chance to be a role model, and every athlete does, every professional athlete, I think you should try and make it a positive situation. But I think it also has to be a way of life. It can't be fabricated. You can't be a hypocrite. I just think you have to live a clean life and try to do right by people. And hopefully that'll rub off on everyone else.
Well, you certainly have done a fabulous job so far. Thanks a lot.
I've been very fortunate. I've had a pretty good upbringing. My mom was just phenomenal. I've had some great role models in my professional career. I think Julius Erving, Willie Mays, Jerry West, all great guys. And, of course, I grew up watching the Rockets, Elvin Hayes, Rudy T, Calvin Murphy, just some great role models. And I'm very happy to say that I'm just happy to be in this position.
Well, it's great to have you. We're going to take a short break and be right back.
How sweet it is. It's time to come home, and the Rockets are firing on all engines. The city is gearing up for a Houston celebration. The world champion Houston Rockets. History in the making. Now, you can relive all those special moments, the excitement, the thrills of victory, the parties, and Richmond Avenue. The magic is gone. Make the memories last forever with back-to-back Relive the Dream on News 2 Houston exclusive home video. Keep watching Channel 2 for details on how you can get back-to-back Relive the Dream, the exclusive home video from News 2 Houston.
There's a new gasoline
What's new about it?
with the power to drive down maintenance costs.
Really? Are you serious?
Yes, we are. New Exxon 93 Supreme keeps your engine cleaner,
Clean is good.
so it can help drive down maintenance costs.
Did gas do that?
New Exxon 93 Supreme can, with the power to drive down maintenance costs
Gas that can save you money.
for more reliable performance.
Okay, I'll try it.
People stopping by to rely on the Tiger.
It has dominated the field. And now Toyota's newest 4x4, Tacoma, has arrived. Only it's stronger. Tacoma's impressively powerful new 190 horsepower V6 outguns the leading competitor's best. It's tougher, out here where toughness counts. And with its class-leading ground clearance, Tacoma runs free. Toyota Tacoma, the arrival of the fittest.
This is a Buddy Check 2 kit.
My husband watched the Channel 2 and Buddy Check. If he hadn't pushed me like he did, I would never have sent after it.
It teaches you how to do breast self-exam, and it answers some very basic questions about breast cancer.
I did what they said, and I found a lump. He said I had cancer. Everything came out clean, no chemo. It was a happy, happy time, I'll tell you. I want to thank the Channel 2 News, and especially Linda Laurel, who saved my life.
Great role model. You know, our young people today have so many negative role models. We were talking to Clyde a while ago about what it feels like to be a role model. Mario, Ellie, it presents a great opportunity, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You know, you got a lot of fans, you got a lot of young kids looking up to you, and you just got to carry yourself well on and off the court. You know, you get a lot of kids coming up to you, and it's always good to treat people because they appreciate what you do out there, and they're your biggest supporters, and they come watch you play. And people read the papers, you know, and, you know, when they hear bad things about guys, they tend to judge them. But, you know, you just got to go out and carry yourself, and it comes from your family. You know, I got a strong family background. I thank my mom and my father, God bless him, he's not here right now, and my brother and my sister, they've been behind me, and they raised me well.
You mentioned your family as being role models. Did you have any other role models? Clyde mentioned Dr. J and some of the other Rockets, Rudy T, Calvin Murphy. Who were your role models?
Well, I loved two players when I was growing up, Sidney Moncrief and Magic Johnson, because them guys played the whole aspect of the game, rebounding, defending, and plus they were great guys off the court, and they did a lot for their communities.
Well, you're the man now. Not only the kids look up to you, we look up to you, too. Thanks very much, Mario.
Thank you guys for having me, and I'm going to have a great summer, and I hope you guys, too.
Thank you,
okay, we'll be back in just a minute.
Just announced 4.9% financing or $750 cash back on a new F-150. Choose the 4.9 financing and you could lower your monthly payments by $45. That's more than $2,100 in savings over 48 months. $2,100. And that's not just on any truck. It's on the best-selling truck in the world. Of course, you can take the rebate and use the $750 towards your down payment or put it in your pocket. 4.9% or $750 cash back is only for a limited time. So see your Texas Ford dealer.
AT&T, this is Carla.
Carla, this calling circle thing is too much for me. The TV ads, they're calling me at home. My terrier's less tenacious.
You want AT&T True Savings.
Yeah?
It's AT&T's simplest way to save 25%.
Good, because I want simple.
Sign up, make $10 in calls a month, and we'll subtract 25% off your AT&T bill.
25% off to who?
To anybody.
Anybody?
Anybody in the U.S.
Hooray, you signed me up, because, you know, Are you married?
AT&T True Savings. Save 25% to anybody, anytime, anywhere. That's your true choice, AT&T.
What are you looking for in a TV newscast?
Any stories that would have to do with my children's safety?
It may look uncomfortable, but doctors say this bike helmet could help save your child's life.
I would be especially interested in anything that would give me information on health care.
X-rays show that this experimental cancer treatment is reducing tumors significantly.
We're listening to you. Watch us and see. News 2 Houston, where local news comes first.
Sponsored in part by Bud Light.
Go Rockets! Go Rockets! Jam time, Houston! Club City, Houston! Rockets #1!
Keep it up, Houston!
You really know how to dance! He pops it! Off the glass, through the rim!
Houston, we celebrate a winner with a winner.
Hey! Way to go, Rockets! Rockets, we knew you could do it!
Just before we sign off, Bill and Linda with a couple of our friends here.
Yeah, a couple of them. Lisa and Craig and Clyde.
Well,
yeah.
Clyde, it's been fun, huh?
It's been a lot of fun, Craig.
Okay, we'll see you, what, Monday?
Monday? Well, we'll see you Monday, but in case we don't, have a great summer, guys.
Yeah, it was great. Thanks a lot for joining us, Clyde, and we'll see you everybody later.
I tell you what, if anybody deserves to be a no-show, it would be Clyde Drexler, and also the fellow we're going to see here, Mario Ellie. Mario, you've been a real charmer. And we thank you very much for joining us here today.
Well, I thank you guys for having me, and I thank the City of Houston for supporting us, and hopefully we can bring another one home next year. But in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy my summer.
Great. Got any special plans? I'm sure you won't tell us exactly where you're going, but...
Well, my first step, I want to go back home to New York and see my friends and my aunts and uncles. And I know they've been calling, ringing my phone off the hook, so I want to go home and see them, and I know they're going to wish me well.
All right, Mario, we wish you well and have a great summer. We'll see you next season.
Thank you very much.
Have a great summer. It has been a great season, and I'll tell you, this one I will never forget. Two back-to-back championships. You deserve it, Houston.
It's been a dream assignment, and we've enjoyed bringing it to you. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night.
Good night.
The world champion Houston Rockets. History in the making. Now, you can relive all those special moments. The excitement, the thrills of victory, the parties, and Richmond Avenue. The magic is gone. Make the memories last forever with back-to-back Relive the Dream on News 2 Houston exclusive home video. Keep watching Channel 2 for details on how you can get back-to-back Relive the Dream. The exclusive home video from News 2 Houston.
We're dealing on Dodges. Hi, I'm Paul Archer. Make a great deal at Archer Dodge on the Southwest Freeway. Or get a great value on a Volkswagen at Archer Volkswagen on the Southwest Freeway.
We're selling Jeeps cheap. Hi, I'm Jeff Archer. Get a great deal on a Jeep at Archer Jeep Eagle on the Southwest Freeway. Or get a Chrysler Plymouth at a payments you can afford
at Archer Chrysler Plymouth on the Southwest Freeway.
I'm Bob Archer. Just remember, Archer Chrysler Plymouth Jeep Eagle or Archer Dodge Volkswagen at Southwest Freeway at Beltway 8. See us and save.
Here are a few quick points to remember about Grandy's Country Steak Dinner. It's our famous country steak, real mashed potatoes, choice of vegetables, and our fresh baked dinner rolls for just $2.99. Now, we'd like to point you in the right direction. Grandy's.
Get crackin'. Because morning at Grandy's means we're cooking up our great all-you-can-eat breakfast, and it's all just $3.99. Grandy's $3.99 all-you-can-eat breakfast. Come and get it.
Channel 2 salutes the world champion Houston Rockets. Wasn't much.
What a bitter old maid you're going to be.
But then she finds her fortune.
$1 million?
And it's stolen. To get it back,
I came to rescue you.
she finds the man of her dreams.
Do women actually fall for this?
Yeah.
And the adventure of a lifetime. Penelope Ann Miller and Tim Daly in The Year of the Comet, a network premiere.
Oh, it's exhilarating.
On the NBC Movie of the Week.